this calendar, Winter Solstice, December 22nd, 23rd, 24th. The sun started moving for 3 days, which is the southern cross. They consider to be the crux. On December 25th, the sun moved north 1 degree, plus symbolism. Jesus being dead for 3 days and being resurrected on the 25th. That's how we got the holiday Christmas. I'd like to welcome y'all to 360 Degree Etymology, the doctrine of Mike Hitchman, and I'm Mike Hitchman. Imhotep, my people, peace, love, and blessings in Islam. Now, what I want to get into today, my people, I want to speak about the origin of Christmas. It speaks about the origin of Christmas. It's the time of giving, all right? But the time I'm going to be giving y'all now, I'm going to be giving you some true information and knowledge about the origin of Christmas. Now let's go. Now, when we speak about the origin of Christmas, my people, we got to pertain to Saint Nicholas. Who is Saint Nicholas? All right? When we speak about Saint Nicholas. Saint Nicholas, he was a Moorish man of African descent. Let me say that again. Saint Nicholas, he was a Moorish man of African descent who inherited the wealth from his parents, giving his wealth to the sick and the poor. Born 270 ACE after Common Era, died December 6 ACE after Common Era in 343 in Moor, at the village of Patara, in southern coast of Turkey in Europe. At a young age, he was made a bishop. Okay, my people? That's the basic foundation of St. Nicholas. Understand, St. Nicholas, he was a Moorish man of African descent, okay, who inherited the wealth from his parents, and the wealth that he had, he was giving to the sick and poor. He was giving to the sick and poor, okay? Now, Christmas. Now, in 1804, John Patal, at the New York Historical Society, he introduced this story of St. Nicholas in America, around in 1804 in the early 1800s. But it speaks about in 1809, it was a man named Washington Irving who helped popularize the story in the early 1800s. Okay? So now, when I'm breaking down, it's the connection, how it got popularized in the United States here in America, my people. Okay? Now, in 1836, it was illegal to celebrate Christmas. It was considered to be a pagan holiday. It was considered to be a pagan holiday in 1836. So, Alabama was one of the first states in 1836 to make Christmas a holiday for the state. In 1836, Alabama was one of the first states to make Christmas a holiday just for the state. Then you have President S. Grant, who declared it as a federal holiday in 1870, my people, in 1870. So, what I'm doing is making the connections about our story, an old story of what Christmas was pertained to be. Now we got to do the etymology on the word Saint Nicholas, how it went from Saint Nicholas to Santa Claus. Saint Nicholas to Santa Claus. So you had Saint Nicholas to Saint Nicholas to Santa Claus to Santa Claus. And the word Santa here comes from the word Set in ancient Kemet, meaning darkness in the underworld. And the word Claus, derived from the word clausa in Latin, means the end, close, or the closing. Okay? So I want people to keep that clear in mind of the etymology of the word Santa and Claus. Set and clausa. Alright? Set, darkness, the underworld, derived from the word Santa. Claus, derived from the word clausa, meaning the end, close, or closing. Okay? We're going to make them connections as y'all follow me. Alright? We'll make these connections. Now, I want to speak about the shaman culture. Now, when we're speaking about the shaman culture, we want to break down the word shaman. The word shaman in the language that they spoke, one of the primary language that they spoke in Evenki, is one who knows the spirit or the one who heals. Okay? Shaman, the one who knows the spirit or the one who heals. Okay? Now, there's many varieties of the shaman's culture of people. But the one that we particularly speaking about under the concept when we speaking about the origin of Christmas, my people, okay, we is talking about the Togisi people of African descent who migrated up to Siberia in the north part of Asia. Alright? Now, it was a mushroom called the Amanita muscaria that still exists today, which only grows beneath certain types of evergreen trees. Okay? Now, the Togisi people harvest the mushrooms. They put them all in one large sack. You see the connection? They took the mushroom and put them all in one large sack. Santa Claus had a large sack of gifts and visit homes of their people and deliver them to them. Do we see the connection here? One large sack, which was mushrooms that they put into the large sack and visit homes of their people and they deliver them to them. Okay? That's one of the connections. And they continued the process by hanging them in a sock near the fire to reduce the toxicity of the mushroom. Here go another connection. The stocking, hanging it by the fireplace. You see the connection again? Continue the process by hanging them in a sock near the fire to reduce the toxicity of the mushroom. There's another connection. Now, once the journey was complete, they returned through the smoke hole, through which what they call the chimney now, with gifts from the spiritual world. Do you see the connection? It's another connection of the so-called Santa Claus coming through the chimney with gifts. Okay, once the journey was complete, they returned through the smoke hole, etc., chimney with gifts from the spiritual world. And the Togisi people, in the shaman culture, they pay high regard to the North Star. That's how you get the placing of the star on the evergreen tree. Now you see that? Another connection. The evergreen tree in the shaman culture. Now, I want to get into the Amanita muscaria, the mushroom. Now, how this color of red and white come about? Okay? Red and white. You know what I mean? Of the headdress. This right here is not a hat. It's a headdress of the shaman culture. Okay? It's because the Amanita mushroom is red and white. That's the primary color of the Amanita muscaria mushroom. And also it's orange and yellow. But the primary color is red and white. Now, let's make this connection. Why was the Tungisi people eating the mushrooms? And the reindeer also ate the mushrooms. Why is that? It's because when they ate these mushrooms, they felt magical with the having superpowers of when they took and consumed in the mushroom, the culture of expressing how they felt is that their spirit flies and travel up to heaven. So the connection is basically detailing that when they consumed the mushroom, my people, they activated the high stages of consciousness in their mind of the pineal gland as going to the higher self. So that's why they had in the shaman culture, that speaks about they had three worlds, from the lower, middle, and the higher world, which they consider to be the word tree. When they consumed the mushrooms and went through and traveled upwards to the higher self, they was transcending. Okay, my people? So now I want to connect this with the evergreen tree. So that's how you get the color of the evergreen tree, because of the mushroom, Amanita mushroom, okay, only grows beneath certain types of the evergreen tree. That's another connection. Just reconnected it all together. So you got the red and white primary color of the Amanita mushroom, which connects the color of the wardrobe of the Shaman culture, because of the climate that wore wardrobe like that. It was in a colder climate. Okay? So now, the rituals that they perform for ceremony purpose, they had what they call the teepee, what they call yurks, and the rituals of burning fire, my people. They burnt the fire, which smoke came out the yurt, up out the chimney, which was the underworld connection to the heavens at the end of the north and pole star. There's another connection why Santa, the so-called Santa Claus, was at the North Pole as the smoke comes out the chimney, which was the underworld connection to the heavens, your higher self, at the end of the north and pole star in Greek. Okay? Now we take the word mas, go back to ancient Kemet, means mother. So that's how you get the word mason. You speak about the word mason, masonry, mason, mother, son. Okay? You see the connection? So we saying Mary, inside Mary got the word ma. What's that? Mother. Who was Mary in the Bible? Was the mother of Jesus. As you got Mary, mas, mother. That's why you say mama, mother, mother. That's how you get Merry Christmas. You know what I mean? So, mother, son. So when we saying Jesus Christ and Christmas, basically all it's saying is mother, son, smearing oil to be anointed to rescue or deliver. Okay? Is we clear, my people? Now, my people, in this part, I want to break down and show you the connection of the origin of Christmas, what it really means. Okay? Showing you the connection. So I want y'all to follow me, because I do not want y'all to miss what I'm talking about. Now, in this part, we need to understand Claustrum. What is Claustrum? It is two fluids that appear to be white and yellow, which is made in the cortical and subcortical part of the brain, which they speaks about in the Bible is the oil, the anointed oil. That's why you hear the story about the land of the milk and honey. There is the connection about colostrum, the two fluids. So keep your mind on that. But before we understand what it does, we need to understand that it is 33 vertebrates in the human body, okay? 33 vertebrates in the human body. And it's divided up in 5 parts. Coming back to the colostrum. So what the colostrum does when the body activates to a high state of consciousness in the process is this, that the colostrum, the two fluids, comes all the way down to the sacral chakra. It's what they call secretion. It secretes all the way down through the spine to the sacrum part of the spine, which rests around in the sacral chakra. And if you understand anything about the chakras, energy is resonated in the gut. Okay? It's resonated in the gut. So this colostrum comes all the way down the spine, secreted the fluid round in the sacral chakra and the sacral part of the spine. And it rests there. And what it does during the process, it comes all the way back up. And it crosses the vagus nerve, which is considered to be the 10th cranial nerve of the human body. Now understand, it crosses right before it hits the 33rd part of the vertebrae. And when this happens, it sits in the hypothalamus gland. Alright? And when it sits in the hypothalamus gland, the pituitary gland creates an ingredient called DMT. And the pineal gland creates serotonin, which mixes the two fluids together. And when it mixes the two fluids together, it sits up to close to 3 days in the hypothalamus gland. And that's how you get the connection where it sits close to 3 days once it gets to the 33rd vertebrae. And that's the connection of Jesus being died on the cross. As we understand it. That's how they speaks about that Jesus died at the age of 33. And he was resurrected in 3 days, and he rose and went to heaven. That is the connection when they're speaking about the story of the Bible. When it speaks about Jesus, it is speaking about ascension, transcending, activating your conscious to a higher level to reach the pineal gland. The pineal gland. What does pineal gland? What is that? The eye, the third eye, the one eye, the pineal, the pinnacle, the top. And that's the same type of connection when you speak about Santa Claus, right, goes back to the North Pole. As we understand this, okay? I want to be clear. So now, I want to connect the science now when I'm speaking about astronomy and astrology. What I just explained, it was dealing with the human anatomy and dealing with alchemy, okay? Understanding how the body ascends. Now we're going to show you the connection with astronomy and astrology. First thing we need to know when we're speaking about this connection, we got to speak about the winter solstice. Now the word solstice in Greek, the word sol, S-O-L, means the sun. The word stice, S-T-I-C-E, means to stand still. Okay? So when you connect it together, it means the sun stands still. And I'm going to show you that connection as we go along. So now, remember that the word Set is the Kemetic deity that represented darkness. Well, as y'all know today as Satan. And the Heru was the Kemetic deity who represented the sun, which is Jesus. So Jesus is the sun. Okay? Understand that. Okay? Now, on June 21st, is that the sun repositioned itself. And once it repositioned itself, the days start to get shorter. And that's considered to be set, darkness. And it goes all the way to December 21st. And on December 21st, what happens? Something phenomenal happened during that time of this celestial event. And what happens is that the sun on December 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, it stands still and pauses and hesitates and repositions itself and goes the opposite direction. Now remember that the word solstice means the sun stands still. It makes a lot of sense why they would say that. Because the sun at December 22nd, 23rd, 24th stands still for 3 days. And what it do? It rises back up 1 degree on December 25th, and it repositions itself and it goes back the opposite direction to bring more light, which give life to the earth, so we as human life can have vegetation, the sprouting of the foods and the plants and the herb and the beautiful thing that grows during that particular time, as you see every year. So that's the whole connection. So the other connection we want to make, we got to understand the 3 days. That's the same connection in the Bible when Jesus was dead for 3 days and it rose up and went to heaven. It's the same connection. You just dealing with anatomy on this part and you dealing with astronomy and astrology on this part. Is we clear? When we're talking about the connection of the science of Christmas and what it's supposed to be representing about. Understanding this origin will bring the truth to light. Okay? So, the winter solstice, my people, and the pineal gland and the claustrum, all these is a connection of the human anatomy and how the human body function, of dealing with alchemy and understanding astronomy and astrology.
Maya's calendar, Winter Solstice, December 22nd, 23rd, 24th. The sun started moving for 3 days, which is the sun across. They consider to be the crux. On December 25th, the sun moved north 1 degree, plus symbolism. Jesus being dead for 3 days and being resurrected on the 25th. That's how we got the holiday Christmas.